Hi everyone, it's meteorologist Terry Swails. You're on tswails.com, and it's Monday, June 23rd, and this is your midday weather briefing. And the sun is trying to poke through our skies out there today, so it looks like this will be a pretty respectable day before it's all said and done. There could be a few showers here and there, but overall they look to be on the light side, and that's a good thing considering how much rain has come down over many parts of the Midwest during the past, 2 to 3 weeks. What you're looking at here is the rainfall surplus for the month of June, and there's some big ones. Take a look out there in northwestern Iowa. The rainfall so far about 10.5 inches above what you would expect to see for the entire month of June. Up around Minneapolis, almost 8 inches above normal, and even up around Dubuque, nearly 6 inches above normal on the June rainfall, and there's still plenty of time to go here, so we'll probably add on some more to that in the next few days. Meantime, let's take a look at this graphic here, and what it shows is the actual rainfall numbers. This is how much rain has fallen, and you can see everywhere where there's blue on there, there's been at least 5 inches of rain during the month of June, and where you get out into northwestern Iowa and southwestern Minnesota, that's the regions that have seen as much as 10 to 15 inches of rain for the month of June. That's just exceptional stuff there. And here you can see how much above the actual mean that is, and there's some places that have had 4 times the amount of rainfall they should have seen during the month of June. There might even be a little speck there west of Minneapolis where it's more like 5 times the June rainfall, and that has caused some flooding issues. A lot of the rivers and streams around eastern Iowa and western Illinois are now on the rise, and we're still anticipating a crest on the Mississippi in the Quad Cities later on this week of around 16.8 feet, so that is considered to be moderate flooding. Well, getting on to today's weather, there are some clouds around here, as we all know. Those were pretty thick this morning, but they are starting to break out and thin a little bit, so we'll have some periods of sunshine this afternoon, but there is a little bit of a trough moving into the Midwest, and that is likely to have some impacts on the weather later today. It could spark a stray shower or thunder shower, but again, I think these are going to be pretty light, and that disturbance then moves on out of the region, and the weather should calm down for a couple of days here as we go into the midweek period. In fact, this is the jet stream, and so we're looking at the 500 millibar level of the atmosphere here up where the jets fly, and it's a pretty zonal flow here as we get towards Wednesday. And not only is it zonal, cutting off some of that moisture from the Gulf, it's also going to be relatively cool around the Midwest. You can see the temperatures here expected to be at or below normal over much of the upper Midwest and back into the plain states. So I'm thinking the temperatures will be hovering somewhere in the upper 70s to the lower 80s over the next couple of days. That's pretty comfortable weather, especially if we can get rid of a little of that humidity. That will be returning, though, by the end of the week. This is the jet stream on Saturday, and you can see there's another vigorous disturbance plowing into the western United States. There's a good trough forming out that way, and that'll kick the winds in from the southwest. So that should return some warmth and some humidity to the Midwest. And here you can see the actual temperatures, and notice that we're going above normal here as we get to late week and into the upcoming weekend. And so I'm expecting readings to get well up into the 80s, but more importantly, there'll be a lot more humidity by then, and that creates instability. So that's when you get your next chance for some showers and thunderstorms. Before we get to that, though, I did want to show you what happens here by the 4th of July. And notice that trough over the west continues to progress east. That's a progressive flow. And with that in place, a northwest flow developing by the 4th of July, looks like the temperatures should be relatively cool this year. I wouldn't think anything worse than the mid-70s, maybe up around 80, but the bottom line is I don't think anybody's going to suffer too much with any heat and humidity this 4th of July if that particular chart pans out there. Now getting back into our 7-day forecast around the immediate area, this is the long-range temperature forecast off the GFS for the Quad Cities, and you can see that it has temperatures staying nice and cool here right on through Wednesday, and then we start to warm things up here for Friday and Saturday, and that's when the humidity levels start to increase, and that is when our next rain chances will arrive around here. But it sure looks to me like the heaviest of the precipitation this go-around should be off to the northwest of us. So this is again the 7-day forecast from the GFS as far as rainfall is concerned. Actually, this is from the Weather Prediction Center, should correct that there. But you can see their emphasis is more up there into Minnesota and extreme northern Iowa. That area that's been already pretty hard hit with rainfall looks like it should get another dosing as this next storm crosses the Midwest late in the week and into the upcoming weekend. If the model is correct, amounts are a little bit lighter down into eastern Iowa and western Illinois where I'm existing. So I'm anticipating a generally normal precipitation over the next 7 days in this part of the country, but further north and west, looks like the rains will continue to be plentiful. But overall today, not anything overly exciting weather-wise, just an outside chance of a stray shower or thunder shower, and our temperature should end up right around that 80-degree mark, so a pretty typical day for this time of early summer. And that is your weather briefing for Monday. You're on tswails.com, and as I always say, roll weather. Have a good day.